What clicked about a pupil after meeting their parents? I was teaching 5th grade at Lincoln Elementary when I had this kid named Eric in my class. Every single morning, same story. He'd stumble through my classroom door at least 20 minutes late, looking like he'd been hit by a truck, hair messy, shirt wrinkled, sometimes still in yesterday's clothes. The other teachers would roll their eyes when his name came up in staff meetings. That Hoffman kid again, they'd say, third party this week. The principal, Mrs. Chun, was getting fed up, too. She'd given Eric detention after detention, but nothing worked. He just kept showing up late day after day after day. I'll admit, I was starting to lose patience myself. Eric seemed like he didn't care about anything. He'd drag himself to his desk, put his head down, and barely participate for the first hour. I figured he was just one of those lazy kids whose parents didn't make him go to bed on time. But here's the thing that bugged me. Eric was actually really smart when he was awake. During afternoon lessons, he'd be the first one to solve math problems. He'd help other kids with their reading, without being asked. He was kind, funny, and had this way of making everyone feel included. It just didn't add up. By October, the tardiness had gotten so bad that we had to call his parents in for a meeting. I was expecting to meet some negligent parents who'd probably make excuses about oversleeping or traffic. Maybe divorced parents who weren't communicating about schedules. Instead, this tiny woman walked into my classroom, looking absolutely exhausted. She could have been older than 30, but she had these dark circles under her eyes that made her look like she hadn't slept in years. She was wearing scrubs and kept checking her phone like she was expecting an emergency call. "I'm sorry I'm late," she said, settling into the plastic chair across from my desk. "I just got off a 12-hour shift at the hospital. I'm Eric's mom, Lisa." I started my usual speech about punctuality and responsibility, but she held up her hand. "Before you say anything else," she said, "I need you to understand something about our situation." That's when everything changed. Lisa explained that Eric's dad had left him when Eric was 7, just packed up one day and never came back. No child support, no contact, nothing. She was working as a nurse at the children's hospital, pulling night shifts because they paid better and she couldn't afford daycare during the day. Eric has been getting himself and his little sister ready for school every morning since he was 8 years old. She told me, "I get home from work at 6:30 in the morning, and I have maybe an hour with them before I crash." My stomach dropped. I pictured this kid, barely 9 years old, setting an alarm clock and waking up his 6-year-old sister, making breakfast, packing lunches, getting her dressed and ready for 1st grade. He walks me at a Sunshine Daycare 6 blocks away. Before he comes to school, Lisa continued. Sometimes she has a meltdown about her clothes or can't find her favorite stuffed animal. Sometimes she gets scared and doesn't want to leave for work. So Eric has to calm her down first. I just sat there feeling like the worst teacher in the world. The mornings when he's really late, that's usually because Mia got sick during the night and he stayed up taking care of her, so I could sleep before my shift, or because she had a nightmare and crawled into his bed. Lisa's voice cracked a little. "I know you probably think I'm a terrible mother, but Eric insists on handling the mornings himself. He says it's his job to take care of his sister when I'm at work." I couldn't speak for a minute. All those times I'd marked him tardy. All those lectures about responsibility. This kid had more responsibility than most adults I knew. "Why didn't you tell us sooner?" I finally asked. She shrugged, looking embarrassed. Pride, I guess. And Eric made me promise not to say anything. He doesn't want people feeling sorry for him or treating him different. The next day, I called Eric aside after class. I didn't make a big deal about it. Just quietly told him that I understood his situation now and asked if there was anything I could do to help. His face went red, and he looked down at his shoes. "My mom wasn't supposed to tell you that stuff." "She loves you," I said, "and she's proud of how you take care of your family." From that day forward, I never marked Eric tardy again. Instead, I started leaving little breakfast snacks on his desk. Granola bars, fruit cups, things he could eat quietly while settling in.